Hi, welcome to Covenant Crafted. I'm Joy, and welcome back if you're returning from my first video. So today I have a denim project for you, and it's done with an IOD inlay. Now, IOD inlays have been put on denim jackets before. I'm not the first to do this. However, I wanted to find a way to make it more durable and washable. Reason being is my daughter Hope and I have an online boutique, and one of our focus products that we are passionate about, it's a faith-based apparel business boutique, and one of our products that we love to do are hand embellished denim jackets. This one was done with an IOD inlay. I had this idea, and it is done using the Trump Le Bleu IOD inlay. This is such a beautiful design. When I saw it, I knew that it would look so great on a white denim jacket. Let me show you how I did it. Okay, so this is the IOD inlay we're going to be working with. I wanted to give you a better shot of this so you'll recognize it if you are interested in purchasing this. It is the Trump Le Bleu, and this is what we're going to use. Now, there's enough in this. If you were using this on a denim jacket, there enough, the way that I did it, of course, is there's enough for 2 jackets, and then you still have quite a bit of small elements left over that if you wanted to do something else, maybe a matching pair of shoes or jeans or something like that. Let your imagination run wild. You could have a whole coordinated outfit. So my jacket's laid out here, and the first thing we're going to do is start applying the paint. The 2 dots you see there are magnets that I have. I have a board actually. It's a magnetic board by Tonic Studios that is actually meant for scrapbooking, but it does a great job of keeping the section in the jacket in place where it doesn't move for me as I apply the paint. So I really like this. It's something that I recently purchased at a trade show, and I really like it for this reason. So you want to apply a really generous coat of paint, not slop it on or puddle it on to say, but it needs to be a good amount of paint. We're covering a large area here with the whole back of the jacket. This is where the largest part of the design is going to go. And the paint, you don't want it to dry before you're able to lay it down. So it's probably best to work. I started right in the middle where I'm going to lay my design, and then you'll see later on that I start kind of going around the edges just to make it all uniform with the paint, where the design is not going to be, but I'm focusing what the design is going to be laying into, because a paint inlay has to be laid into wet paint. So I cut this design around, I trimmed it to fit the area, and then I sprayed the back of the inlay design with water. Again, generously. It was probably dripping a little bit. And now I have this rub-on tool that I really like because it has a flat, smooth edge on it. And again, this is something that came from scrapbooking days a long time ago. You want to put some pressure on it, but not too much pressure. And you'll notice when you're putting the inlay into the paint will actually start to get lighter as you push that down into that paint. So you'll kind of see that that's been activated, and then you can move on to the next spot. And again, I'm re-wetting with some water because I'm starting to dry out there and I don't want it to catch or drag at all. So a little more water helps that. Now we're going to let that dry after we get our design down really well. Now I'm taking a baby wipe. It's fairly moist, and I am just blotting all around the design to get it moistened because the design is completely dried from our application before. I let it sit overnight, and then I came back and moistened it with the baby wipe. Now we can start to pull back that paper, and we'll be left with that beautiful design on the back of the jacket. Okay, everybody, so after you have your inlay down and you've peeled back the transfer paper and it's all dry, what we want to do is seal that really well. So, because otherwise it'll move around your paint. Your paint inlay is active paint and it will still move around. So I use a spray bottle mixture of half water and half fabric painting medium. There are a number of different ways that you can do this. You could take it outside and spray seal it with any sealer that you want. I have also used a spray fixative, and there's a number of brands of those on the market. This I got by DecoArt Americana at Hobby Lobby. I think the bottle was $8 or $9. I've used quite a bit of it, but it's lasted me for quite a while. And like I said, I put 50% water and 50% fabric medium in here, and then I spray it on and let it dry really well, and it goes clear. And I've even used my heat gun to help dry it quicker. So now that we've sealed our inlay, and it's not going to move the paint around when we brush this on, we are going to apply the DecoFoil Duo Gel Adhesive. This is a foil adhesive, so the cat's out of the bag. That is what we're going to use to seal and make our inlay washable. We are going to apply this foil adhesive and then a layer of clear foil over top of this. So when applying this product, you want to make sure you get even but very good coverage. So you want to be generous with it, but not goop it on so that you have lots of, peaks and valleys in there. You want to make sure it's smoothed out because it's not self-leveling, and make sure it is completely covering your design. And I will be going to the seam to seam, right, left and right, and top to bottom with this, so that this entire panel of this jacket is completely covered with this adhesive. Paying special attention to the design. Sorry, I was a little out of frame there. I was trying to make sure I got the top covered. Once you have an even coat of this applied and you check it to make sure that you've covered all your areas, you want to let this dry 30 to 45 minutes. There's a window of opportunity with this product. You don't want to let it sit overnight and dry once you've applied it. You want to iron on your foil after it has dried 30 to 45 minutes. And this will depend on your area, the humidity and the temperature, wherever you're working on your project. But 30 to 45 minutes is usually a pretty good rule. This product is white in the jar and goes on white, but then it turns clear. And it will turn clear before it's actually dry. So you want to make sure that this adhesive dries all the way down through. That's why they say give it the 30 to 45 minutes time frame, and then iron on your foil. Okay, so I have cut a piece of our clear foil here, and I'm going to fit the area, and it's going from seam to seam all around that square, and we're going to cover that entire area, not just the design. So what I'm doing here is pressing that down into the foil adhesive and just getting it smooth and pressed in all over so it's making contact with that foil adhesive. I think there was a little wrinkle here, and I'm just smoothing that out with my thumbs and then using my fingers and getting it really spread out even over the entire area. And here's a really good tip. When you're working with a large area like this and you don't want to put your foil down and have it stick somewhere until you get it adjusted just right so you know you have it in the right spot before pressing it down, put a piece of parchment paper down covering most of your design, then lay your foil down where only a small area at the top is showing, and then press that down and then slide out the parchment paper. That is what I did here when it looked really white, kind of white and opaque when at the beginning of this process, is I had a piece of parchment paper in there and then I just slid it out from underneath there once I knew I had the foil exactly where I needed it and it was pressed down at the top. I have my HTV Ront heat press is what I'm using, and it's on 300 degrees. And I'm going over the seams first because anything that has a bumpy or raised texture, you want to pay more attention to. And that middle area is quite smooth and even. So I'm going all around my seams in one small area first, and then I will start going over the main area, kind of from top, working from top to bottom. Once you have it all ironed or pressed, let it cool. You want to let this cool. Walk away for 15 minutes. You know, get some air, shake it up in between the two layers. The metal board that I have, the magnetic board under there, holds heat, so I actually took that out and, you know, just kind of fluffed the jacket a little bit to give it some air, and I didn't show that part. But then I walked away for 15 minutes because these are a cool peel. These foils are a film that is actually attached to a carrier sheet. The shiny part that you're seeing here on top is the carrier sheet. So it's been 15 minutes. I'm coming back here and we are going to pull this off. And it's nice and cool and it's peeling back very easily. There was a great transfer with this foil. And I will link this below. This product is available at Aunt Bee's, and you can purchase it there. And foils come in many different varieties. They are not, this just happens to be a clear one, but there are all kinds. There are matte foils. I know we always think of metallic, but it's not necessarily going to be, all foils are not metallic. It is actually a film. They can be printed, they can be matte, they can be transparent. And here we are with some close-ups. Check out the description box below for links to all the products I used. This jacket, which is a size small, is available for purchase at Hope and Joy Collective. If you're interested in this project and future ones, please like and subscribe. There are so many beautiful IOD inlays to choose from and new ones coming. Aunt Bee's Attic will have the full IOD holiday release on Tuesday, August 26th, and they have very fast shipping. Thanks for watching.